If you're using OpenClaw like here in one single Telegram chat, you've probably felt this already. It starts great and it's easy to get started, and then things get messy fast. You begin one task asking for things like in your calendar, switch to another, and later on you jump back to the first one, and now your context is all over the place. And if you have a lot of cron job updates and they fly all into the same chat, it turns into pure noise. So in this video, I'll show you the setup that actually works, which is Telegram topics. So you have one topic that is specialized for one agent. That means cleaner context, less cross-task confusion, and way easier debugging. Basically, it gives you the same thread style modeling from ChatGPT or Claude, but inside OpenClaw and actually operational. So before we can actually add the bots to any Telegram group with topics on, we need to do two things, which is first go to the BotFather, then go to my bots. Then we select the bot we want to modify, and of course you'll have to repeat this for every OpenClaw or Telegram bot you want to add to the group later on. So here go into Felix's Cloud bot, go into bot settings, and first of all allow groups. This pretty much allows the bot to be added to the group with the topics that you're going to create. And then we go back to settings to group privacy, where we turn this off. And it may sound a bit crazy, like, oh, privacy off. But this is actually needed so that OpenClaw can actually like properly read all the messages and mentions from inside the group. So we go here to new group. And now I can hopefully add my bot exactly. And let's also get Larry into the party. And now I click next. We can leave the default name for now. And as you can see, this is now like a normal Telegram group. So first thing that we'll have to do is actually go into edit and then here click topics on. So now we can see we have the first topics. If we test now this group and write here hello, you will see radio silence because none of the agents can listen yet or is configured to be able to reply. And this is what we'll do next. Next, I want to give you a brief rundown how I personally structured my own topics. And the main idea behind this is to have a general channel where all the agents are in and can reply. But if I just say hi without mentioning any agent, you see no agent replies. But if I text someone like Felix's Cloud and say hi, he sees it and replies and interacts. And the cool thing is I can chat with any agent here in this kind of like general thread, but then in my specialized ones, obviously want this a bit different. So maybe before talking about how that works, my main idea behind my own topics is that I have repeatable tasks. Like for example, my Felix Cloud, I have a running coach that checks in every morning with me, kind of give me stats on my Strava runs. I have an accounting channel where I ask OpenClaw to get my receipts, invoices from email or log into websites and download them and put them into the transactions. Or I have some other social media posting, Reddit growth and other topics. So kind of for me, it's always the same, the idea of having one specific task or topic that I keep on repeating and then putting the agents there. And personally, I also set it up in a way that only one specialized agent has always access to this channel. And to make it a lot easier, I can just write without tagging. And the way we configure this is obviously via the OpenClaw config. And here next ColleGear I actually kind of like showed you like before. So you can see right, my main agent has access to these topics. And by the way, if you're ever wondering which topic is what, here in the URL, you actually always get like the nice topic. So you're never lost. And you can actually also ask the agent, what topic is this? So you're never kind of like lost in what topic responds to what. So coming back to that, how we set this up here is that I have this group. So this number here corresponds to my agent AGI hub. And then next, each group has like different topic, right, which I showed you before here in the URL. And like I said, I took require mention to false. I have allow list, which is really important, right, that only I'm allowed to chat from there and can access the agents. And then only a certain agent is supposed to route and respond to my messages. And this is kind of like the repeated pattern across all these topics. So this is the exact thing that we're trying to set up next. And first thing, which is always the hardest, finding out the IDs in Telegram. If you don't know your own ID to start with, I think you should already have if you're using Telegram. You can go to this cool user info bot, and if you just hit start, it will kind of show you your own ID, your username and other things. But even more important is that we actually find the ID for our group with the Telegram topics. And I don't know why it's not showing here in Telegram web, so let me quickly switch over to the Telegram desktop application. If I go to the user info bot, it's super simple. You can just hit here my forum, then select our new group, click send. And now you can see here, actually, this is kind of like the ID that we will later need to set up. Then when I go back here into this config, so pretty much, yeah, this ID here corresponds with this one. And one more time to recap, any channel we have in here. So for example, this 273, as you can see here, corresponds to the topic right here. So 273 corresponds to this one. And yeah, this is what we'll next set up. And we can simply do this and tell OpenClaw to do it. Config, I prepared this small prompt. Yours can vary, but yeah, just trial and error until you get it working. So my prompt is, can you help me set up a new Telegram agent group, routing with topics? Only I should be allowed to write in this group. My Telegram chat ID is this. By default for this group, agents should only reply if they're mentioned. So let's see if this will work. Again, here's the group I created. So let's give this a couple of seconds to see what Felix's claw does and sets up. Okay, so the agent just replied and said he set it up. So let's go ahead and test if this works. Let's go into general here. And now let's me actually mention the bot and say if I tag it, and we can see perfectly, hey, he's tagged and he's replying. And now if I also test without any mentions, he doesn't reply as expected. So next thing is to set up topics. Now it's actually quite easy. I can tell him, hey, set up a topic called inbox triage. Let's also use like a cool mailbox emoji. Inbox triage. Okay. And now you will hopefully see that after a few seconds, he will actually go ahead and create a new topic in here. And actually, yeah, good thing. One thing I forgot is we have to do one more settings fix, which is we have to go into the general group settings, which is here, and then into administrators, and actually, if I move this a bit, we have to add both these as admins. So both Telegram bots as admins. And now we shall try again. Can you try again? I just gave you our permission. And perfect, here we can see inbox triage. Perfect. So now, actually, this will inherit the main settings of the group. So by default, hypothetically, if I write, hey now, no agent should reply. And if I reply here and tag my agent and say hi, he will see and reply. Next, let's make sure that only my agent can reply. So I prepared the small prompt. Can you change the settings for topic 11 that only main agent, which is this one, can reply, and we don't need to mention the agent for the reply. So let's see if he's able to change the settings. All right, so now it responded and said it did set it up. Let's test if we can now write here without mentioning the bot. And yes, we can see he's already reacting and replying. So everything works perfectly as expected. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments how you're using topics, how you structure them, if you ever have more than one agent in there. Super curious to learn from what you guys are doing. And yeah, looking forward to the next OpenClaw video.